Hi, L'Officielle, I'm Amanda Seyfried. The most fun I had on a film set, I think I had just such a ball on Mamma Mia when I was 21, because I was 21, and I was with my best friends and we were on a Greek island. And then I worked with Channing Tatum on Dear John, and then that was the most fun I'd ever had. And then most recently I worked on a movie where I just got to dance and sing and do absurd things that I'd never gotten to do in my entire career as a 38-year-old, like just free as a bird. So I would say probably the most fun I've ever had on a film set was so recent. So this year on Women Clothed by the Sun. I'd work with Kevin Bacon again in a heartbeat. He's professional, funny, smart, nails it. There's so many people I'd love to work with again. Colin Firth, I would love to work with him again. Mamma Mia 3 or, something else. God, there's so much. Channing, of course. So many people, and there are so many people I haven't worked with. And now, off the top of my head, it's difficult. I mean, it would be nice to do a movie with Emma Stone, because we're very similar ages and we get to do a lot, but we've never really gotten to do it together, and I think that would be nice. There are so many people I respect who are my peers. I'd love to work with Juno Temple again. The list goes on. Let me think about that. I fangirl over The Bodyguard, and my son has white hair. I'm constantly in my head saying, he's got white hair, Frank. And if you know The Bodyguard, then you know what I'm referring to. I would say the movies I fangirl over mostly are 90s movies like Troop Beverly Hills, Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken. I mean, Gabrielle Anwar is just a huge fan. Never met her. She was a big part of my childhood. Fried Green Tomatoes. If I ever met Kathy Bates, also because of Titanic. It's all 90s stuff, Goonies. I'm almost 40. I actually used the Elizabeth Holmes voice recently to see if I could get that deep. I think I was just trying to see if I could do it. I forget who it was with, but yeah, I was just trying to get that width in my throat, and I don't know if I can. It's hard. It's actually really hard. It's hard to do. I've also been doing a Mancunian accent all summer, so I'm more in that thick, deep. I can't even do that because it's been a month, but it's weird how your voice transforms. When you mimic something for so long, your mouth feels like it changes shape. And I don't know if that's a physiological thing or not. Maybe it's just a mental thing, but it's very fascinating what your brain and your body does when it gets used to something. It becomes second nature, and then you abandon it, and then all of a sudden you can't get it back. You can't get it. I can't even do it. I'm an actor. I just finished a film straight after I finished a TV show, and they're both very different, but it's so exciting to know that they're both in the can. It was invigorating and challenging and special, really. Long Bright River is a TV show where I play this beat cop in Philadelphia, which is a place I know pretty well from growing up near there. And it's kind of an intense thriller, but a story about sisters and relationships that everyone can relate to, which is why I wanted to play that character in this show, based on a novel written by Liz Moore. And we have a great bunch of directors and the most amazing cast: Nicholas Pinnock, Ash Cummings. And then the movie I just finished where I was from Manchester. I play Anne Lee, who was the person who started the Shaker movement back in the late 1700s. I hope it's good. I mean, I know it's gonna be incredible because it's a musical, but it's music based on the hymns of the Shakers, and it's something that no one's ever seen before. I'm so proud of it, and it's gonna definitely make some kind of splash. I read Long Bright River in book form before I read the script, and it's interesting when you adapt something from a book because you can't take everything with you, but you have to take the things that we as an audience, as a reader, really connect to, and there was just so much of it. I think I was just moved by my character because of the relationship she has with her sister and the relationship she has with the opioid problem and the struggle between being a cop and working with people who are good cops and corrupt cops and trying to fit in places that she doesn't feel like she fits in. And I think a lot of people can relate to that, and family struggles and not really feeling connected to your family or having those strange dynamics. I loved that I could play somebody like that because I could mine that stuff from my own life for sure. I just love the way Liz Moore writes. She writes about real people in real situations and real neighborhoods. And we didn't have to make up a neighborhood. We got to live in Kensington for this show. And I think a lot of people from Pennsylvania, from around Philly, will really feel like that we've hopefully portrayed the town the way it should be portrayed, which is a place with real people that it struggles just like any other neighborhood, but that has a lot to offer. Developing a TV character is, because there's so much time and space and there's so much of an arc over 6, 8, 10 episodes, it feels like there's a little bit more leeway for things to kind of change in the moment. I don't know if that makes sense. It's just that I feel like I had so many different collaborators and so many different meetings at the, in the front part of the shoot. We needed to discover my character, Mickey, throughout the show, and I didn't want to give too much away, so it's just, there's more of a slow build to who she really is and to what she's really looking for. I mean, you want to feel like you know her right away, or you won't want to continue her journey with her and watch the rest of the season, but at the same time, you don't want to give too much away. And so there's sort of an art form to TV that's a little bit different than a movie, because in the movie, you get an hour, 2 hours, 3, depending on what movie it is, to tell a story, and here you get, 6, 8, 10 hours. Maybe there was a little bit more, more thought to go into how you design the puzzle that is Mickey. And in a movie, it's a little bit like you've got it all kind of figured out, and you're maybe shooting the last scene of the movie the first week of shooting. So you've kind of already, you know exactly what you're gonna do each time, and you kind of know exactly where you are. And with TV, things can change and morph a little bit more. You just got more space. Long story short, you have more space. Sorry, I should have just said that. I have so many red carpet looks that I just love when I'm reminded of them or tagged in something old. I think the best look was from the Oscars, the COVID Oscars, where I actually had a matching Armani mask. Luckily, I didn't wear the mask on the carpet because that just ruins everything. But it's this beautiful, striking red dress, and I just had a baby. And so my body was just good. It was really beautiful, and my boobs were bigger, and it fit so beautifully, and it was just so grand and gorgeous and glamorous and all the things that an Oscar dress, I think, is in my mind. And it's just such a striking look. I had the best time. And it was somewhat comfortable. I also really love the Met Ball dress that I wore. It was an Oscar de la Renta dress, and it was like a see-through naked dress. And it was awesome. It was, again, like, I felt really great in my body. I mean, it was very revealing in a way that made me feel so empowered. And the hair was just, it's like falling, like, out of my head like a waterfall. And it was just curls I've never had before. It's fantastic. Yeah. The red carpet used to be a place where I just didn't want to go. I didn't want to be there. It is stressful. It's not the big, it's like luxury stress. Now I look forward to it because it's another way to discover myself, which is something I wish I had felt for the last 20 years. And I've only discovered now that I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna use this opportunity to feel really beautiful. So yeah, it's good. I think it's also because I live on a farm. So I don't do it often enough, I guess. And so it becomes a novelty.